Welcome to the Love Jones Show. We gon' talk some ish, get into it, so make sure you stay tuned. Like, comment, and subscribe. Wow. Hey, love bugs.
What's up? I hope you're having a good morning, noon, night. Whenever this video may reach you, do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell so you can get that ding, ding, ding whenever I upload a new video. So today, we are going to be talking about this clip that has gone viral of a mom not wanting to let her son go, saying she's not ready. Watch this and then we're going to come back and discuss. Mom Dukes was sitting there. First of all, the wife or the girlfriend, I'm not exactly sure if they're married or not, was sitting there and she was like, you're saying you want what's good for him, but you don't want me for him. So basically you're saying that I'm not good enough. And you know what I appreciate about this man's significant other is that she understood not to internalize that. She knew that that ultimately had absolutely nothing to do with her. And kudos. Like, I really do applaud people with emotional intelligence, and I applaud people that don't always take everything so personal, because a lot of times when people give you issues, it's a them thing, sis, and it ain't a you thing. So she kindly got up and went to exit stage left. And I was like, you know what? I really love that for her. And it also shows her tone, her choice of words, that this woman probably has not done anything to warrant this type of behavior and reaction from his mom not liking her. You could tell because she was respectful and she knew her place. She said, this don't even got nothing to do with me. And that's maturity, and that's what being an adult is about. Sometimes you gotta think for other people, and you gotta take other people's emotions into consideration. And once again, don't internalize it. So the mom is sitting there. The son is like, you know, I'm not gonna just throw you by to the wayside. I love you. Like, I really want your blessing. And she was basically, you know, giving his lady her props and saying how much she's helped him to grow and how she motivates and inspires him. And the mother was not trying to hit any of that. Her expression was stone cold. Sis was just sitting there like, there was absolutely nothing this man could have said or could have done in that moment to get his mom's approval when it came to this woman. And it could have been any woman. It could have been a woman named Natasha, a woman named Susie, a woman named Tiffany. And that's a lot of things that people don't get. That's a thing that people don't get. It is not about the person. When you have a mother that is emotionally dependent on you, and clearly it's just been him and her, because he said you've been mom and you've been dad. So this has been the only stable and consistent man in her life. And they call it emotional incest. This is a new term that I've been seeing thrown around, and I would have to agree. And I know for sure that there's plenty of people whose mother don't know their place. You cannot sleep with your son. Your son cannot sleep with you. He cannot give you what you need on an intimate level. And a lot of women are so far removed from that, mothers, because they haven't had it in a while, that just the emotional support and stability, and financial too, because it's a lot of men, not just their mothers, it be their sisters too, child. And then when they get a woman, it's like the family feels like, oh, and then they start to resent the partner. But it's like, no, sis. Whenever a man creates a family, you become his secondary. His primary family, his immediate family becomes his wife and his children. It's no longer his sister and his mother and whoever the hell else. And this is the problem that we experience a lot, especially in our community, because so many women of my likeness are raising children alone, and essentially they do have to be the mother and the father. And they be calling their sons kings. That's not your king, sis. My mother calls my brother a king, but I'm a princess. You see how that goes? Like, shouldn't your husband be your king and your son should be a prince? You understand the differences when it comes to your daughter, because you are the matriarch. But when it comes to the patriarch of the family, the man that's most consistent in your life, which 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, is your son or your brother or your cousin, that's who is your king. Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And I think that healthy women that have boys, sons, mothers do it to their daughter too, but not nearly as heavy as they do it to their sons. If you are content with your own life, if you know your place, you know that no one else can take the place of you as a mother in your child's life. You should know that. You should not be threatened by him, living life the way that life is supposed to be lived, and creating his own family and falling in love and finding happiness outside of you with another woman. Because like I said, you cannot sleep with your son unless you really into some real incest shit. But you ain't supposed to even be thinking about that, sis. And a man has needs that his mother, his sister, they cannot fulfill those needs. And a lot of men that adhere to this, they end up to be lonely and single forever, because no woman is going to get together with you and be second to your mama and your sisters and them. That's never going to work out. It's never going to work out. I'm not necessarily a Christian or a Bible thumper, but I remember it was somewhere in the Bible where it says, your wife comes before everybody else. Everybody and everything else is secondary once you take a wife. And I always have to say this, I'm not a mom yet. However, I have been doing a ton of work on myself. So when I do bring children into this world, may it be a girl child or a boy child, I would understand healthy boundaries and lines of respect, especially when they're adults. And also in my own life, mama got to have a life too, sis. Like, go and get yourself, go and get a man, because your son is not your man. He cannot be that for you. And the fact that he even had to feel like, oh, I'm still gonna be there for you. Like, I don't respect that either. It's the emotional manipulation. She's like, I'm not ready yet. Sis, this is a grown man. He's well over the age of 21. We could all clearly tell. And he's ready to start a life with someone. And if she wants to be a part of his life with his wife or whatever, then she would want to get her act together. And she's not a bad looking woman. She still got a little bit of youth left. She go find your own man. Like, that be the problem. Like, mothers, they don't be having their own lives, or they get with niggas that ain't shit and still got to rely on the son and the brother in them. And it's just not giving that. Anyways, get in the comments. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all feel like mom is out of line? Do you feel like the son is trying too hard? What do you think? Do you feel like mothers often think that their sons is their man and they be committing emotional incest? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, because I know you care. I love y'all. Be good. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.